Greetings. This is General CJG here, coming to you with the second trailer reaction of State of Star Wars, because apparently Disney really wanted to get several Star Wars trailers in the latest Disney showcase. And we already details of the Jedi. Now it's Mandalorian Season 3. And yeah, joining me here is none other than
Django Fett?
Yep. Macho Mandalorian himself. Of course, he has to join in for this one because we've talked about Mandalorian in detail before. So, yeah. So, you ready to Django?
Let's do it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
This is the one that you saved?
Yeah,
You are as its father.
oh, wait, that's new.
A clan of 2. But you have removed your helmet. Then you are a Mandalorian no more.
Oh, yeah.
Your cult fractured our people. Where were you then? Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
All right, kid. Hang on. You ready for an adventure?
Oh, so finally got a kinda. Okay, you go first, Django.
Okay. So before we talk about the actual trailer, we have to talk about a little bit about Book of Boba Fett. So you guys know what happened towards the end of it. It was mostly Mandalorian season 2.5, pretty much. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to spoil anything, but pretty much after the events of season 2, it was a very emotional moment between Mando and Baby Yoda saying goodbye. Mm-hmm. Well, 2.5 defeated that altogether because they became reunited again. Mm-hmm. So that emotional moment is kind of thrown out the window. And now we're going to have something else coming on the way. I mean, we're going to have the Mando and Baby Yoda show, of course, again. Baby Yoda, I don't know if he's going to be the sole focus again, like in season 2, but he's back for season 3, and this is not something that I wanted. And I think Henson would agree with me there. Like, he wanted something to go. I mean, many of us wanted to not be the Baby Yoda show anymore, but they had to bring him back because of Q Factor and Baby Yoda sells.
It's mostly because Baby Yoda sells merchandise. That's pretty much the reason why. Because originally, Baby Yoda, or Grogu, his real name, he actually, like, that ending season 2 was actually meant to be it. It was going to be the final moments of Din Djarin and Grogu. But unfortunately, because Disney saw how much Grogu sells, because Baby Yoda merchandise sells a lot, they were like, nah, screw that shit, bring him back. And they did it in Book of Boba Fett, which I'm still surprised they couldn't wait for Mando season 3 to do it. But then again, we already know what happened behind the scenes with that shit, so it's not a surprise that that show became Mandalorian season 2.5, and this is the true season 3. So yeah, that's what happened. Though surprisingly, seeing this trailer, there's actually not really much emphasis on Baby Yoda. Have you noticed, Grogu?
Yeah,
Like,
I hope that's the case, but I'm not sure how it's going to play out just because it's a teaser trailer, but it does look interesting, I will say. It seems to be like there's two forces. So Mando on one side, and I forget her name, but what's her name?
It was Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. So it seems to be Bo-Katan versus Mando throughout the season, and they're gonna have. I mean, I think we expected this, but they're gonna have many fights and battles on Mandalore. So I think that it seems really interesting, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. And there's also some other things that we will discuss as well, but that seems to be the main emphasis, and I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, indeed. So, yeah, it seems like the biggest focus here is going to be on the Mandalorians. And yeah, that definitely should have been from the beginning because we only focused on one a few times other Mandalorians showed up, like Bo-Katan and also the Mandalorian clan that Din Djarin was part of. So yeah, let's go piece by piece with the trailers. So okay, the beginning we see flashbacks of season 1, season 2, so no surprise there. Then we see Din Djarin's Naboo starfighter, because it's his Naboo starfighter that he got in Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, because literally plenty of important stuff happening there for this season. Like, so you have to watch that. Skip episodes 1 to 4 if you want to deal with 5 to 7 with that show. So yeah, of course we see Grogu in a new floating ball because of course. Okay, so then we see Din and Grogu exploring a cave, and then we see the two of them going in a storm, and then they're exploring some sort of a rocky place. What do you think, Django? What locales do you think we're gonna see? Whole new ones, or gonna reuse old ones?
Definitely new ones, and then we'll go to, of course, Mandalore.
Of course. By the way, don't forget this is the Mandalore that TCW established, so it's not going to be the same one as in the EU, so keep that in mind. There's that. Then we see the female clan leader of the Mandalorians, the one the Djarin served, saying that, oh, you're no longer a Mandalorian because you removed the helmet. And yeah, that happened in... that happened in season 2, but her knowing that was in season 2.5, Book of Boba Fett again. So just skipping that context there. I'm seeing a pattern here. Like, if you literally don't see Book of Boba Fett, at least the second half, you're probably gonna be lost in some plot details for this season, if you ask me. Like, what do you think, Django?
No, absolutely. Yeah, if you haven't watched Book of Boba Fett, you're going to be completely lost. You have to watch Book of Boba Fett in order to get anything what's going on for the show.
Yeah, indeed. Which it only... you know, it's so funny that we have to see Book of Boba Fett for Mandalorian, not for Boba Fett. And you can skip half of it.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be a recurring thing for Disney when it comes to their Star Wars shows, and they're going to, like, try to connect it with as many TV shows as possible in the future, which I'm not a big fan of because I kind of wanted them to be their own thing.
Their own thing,
much like Marvel was kind of doing, but it's not. It's going to be connected in some way. Book of Boba Fett did it, and it's likely after Mandalorian season 3 we're going to see some even more connections. So look out for that.
Yeah. Okay, then we see Din Djarin's Naboo starfighter flying the asteroids, fighting against some other ships. I don't know what ships they are. They don't seem to look from the Empire. There could be mercenary ships. I don't know. Or maybe they are Mandalorian ships. I don't know. What do you think, Django?
Yeah, it's really hard to... I can't really make them out. I'm guessing Mandalorian ships, but it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah. Indeed, it is hard. Indeed. Then we see the Naboo starfighter arriving to a cloudy planet. I'm gonna assume that's Mandalore because then we see a shot of Bo-Katan walking inside a temple. So yeah, and then we see Din Djarin with several other Mandalorians and. Okay, so what do you think of the designs of the Mandalorians here, the new ones? They're in 051 second.
Yeah, definitely unique designs, different colors, set them apart from each other. They're not like like all the same. So I'm fine with that.
Okay, nice. Yeah, and they're getting prepared to do something. Then we see the same guy that did the jarring beat in hand-to-hand combat in Book of Boba Fett. He's here, the same Mandalorian. Then they see his previous employer from seasons 1 and 2, the one that helped him. Just
Yeah.
keep in mind, Cara Dune is not going to be here. So there's that. Then we see a Naboo starfighter flying once more, reaching a city or some sort of city that looks like a
Destroyed.
yeah, destroyed. It's 059. Like it's kind of spherical. I think that's Mandalore, because if you remember in oh wait, you didn't watch DCW. Okay, so the city of Mandalore was inside some sort of a dome of sorts. So that could be it, as far as I know. That could.
Yeah, it looks like it's been nuked or something. It looks really bad.
Yeah, it's and Didi Jones going there and yeah, it's Mandalore. Yeah, it's Mandalore. It pretty much is. Okay, and then we see the Mandalorians deploying from a ship and attacking somewhere, and then we see Bo-Katan talking with Grogu, saying, "Oh, did you really think he was the only Mandalorian?" Which I mean. Grogu already saw her in the end of season 2, so another Mandalorian. So I don't know why they're saying that. I mean, Grogu already saw others armored like the Joins, so I don't know. I don't know about that. Then we see the Mandalorians attacking a city of sorts, attacking some rebels or some people. Then we see. And we see some more mercenaries just talking with the guy that helped in the Djarin before. Then we see some space battles. The droid repair woman from season 2 and Book of Boba Fett. She shows up with her R5 unit.
I'm guessing they have to go back to Tatooine at some point.
Because we
Again.
haven't gotten tired of that planet. Christ. Seriously, stop with Tatooine. It's getting annoying. And one of the characters from The Rise of Skywalker is here, Baba Freak. Just for you to know, the Django. So, yeah. Basically, it has to tie into Rise of Skywalker in some way. So, yeah, I guess him being here makes sense. And yeah, then the Naboo starfighter is leaving a city that has fireworks. Cool, and Grogu's seeing it. And then they hold on tight to go to hyperspace, and Grogu's seeing hyperspace for the first time. I think it's because he probably never saw it in the previous ship. I don't know. Or maybe the view looks better in the Naboo starfighter. I don't know. And that's where it ends. So yeah. Oh, and coming in 2023. Okay, so yeah, what do you think, Django?
I think I'm more interested now after seeing the trailer, because before didn't really care, and I think after seeing like kind of the recent trend of Star Wars shows with Book of Boba Fett and Kenobi, it was going downhill. Like it was hitting it hard. I thought it was terrible, the state of Star Wars at the time.
Pun intended.
Yeah. But I was hoping Mandalorian could save it, but at the same time, I think this could be, for me, the last interesting, Star Wars project to come out as of late, because I don't think there's anything else after this that could really grab my attention.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we know Andor and Tales of the Jedi coming out this year, but we don't give a shit about Andor and Tales of the Jedi. Well, I'm gonna be dealing with
No
that
comment.
with yeah, we're gonna be dealing with that with Luke, because it's definitely a TCW kind of prequel of sorts / sequel. I don't know. It's weird with the time I'm placing with that one. So yeah, then we got Ahsoka, which of course is gonna be TCW related. So. There is that, and then we got Acolyte, which I mean could be something, and
Yeah.
and as far as I know, in terms of TV shows, I think that's there's probably a few more. But there doesn't seem to be going to be much, as far as I know.
I think there could be possibly like Vision season 2 or something. I don't think it's going to come out anytime soon because I think Visions kind of took some time to create. But I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a Visions season 2. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that is confirmed, so it is coming. So
Oh, okay, cool.
so yeah. Okay, so Ahsoka is coming 2023, same time as Mandalorian Season 3. Lando is getting his own TV series. Okay, I mean, don't.
Why not?
Yeah, Rangers of the New Republic, which I assume is gonna have to do with. Yeah, it basically has to deal with. If I'm not mistaken, it's set within the timeline of the Mandalorian, so it's almost at the same time of it. And the events, it seems like it's going to be dealing with, I guess, the side of what the New Republic was doing at the time of the Mandalorian, because we only got snippets of it in the Mandalorian. So I mean, that'll be something, but I don't know. I don't seem to trust that much.
I just think that show is going to be pushed back because of the recent firing of a certain character. Because I thought, that character would be like kind of like the main character for that show. But I think after that character's firing, I think it's going to be delayed indefinitely. And I don't think it's going to come out anytime soon. So who knows what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, who knows on that? We'll have to see. Supposedly, the executive producers are Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, and Jon Favreau. So, okay, there is that. And, of course, there's Acolyte. Acolyte is made from somebody called Leslie Headland.
She's fairly... Yeah, she hasn't done... Just fairly obscure titles. Nothing like...
Yeah,
it's gonna be. It's just gonna be. She's a newbie, pretty much.
Yeah, and we've already seen 2 TV shows fail simultaneously. Book of Boba Fett, which was supposed to be handled by Filoni and Jon Favreau, though it was mostly Jon Favreau actually. And now we saw Kenobi, which was handled by somebody completely different from those two, and it was still not as good. So. Yeah, we don't really have any confidence on any non-Filoni, non-Favreau stuff. So, honestly, Mandalorian Season 3 is like the only fucking thing left. It's the only fucking thing.
Imagine if it fails, though, and it ends what if it's a possibility that it could suck? Like, even though Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2 were good, what if there's a possibility it could suck? I mean, that could just tank the series as a whole.
And,
Star Wars as a whole.
And it could pretty much be it will be the final nail in the coffin, because Andor is coming out in 11 days from now, and I can already tell that's going to be mediocre, and I don't give a shit about it.
I just think that, I mean, speaking of Andor, and sorry to interrupt, but it's just like, I think even that show, like, nobody's really going to watch that. There's not going to be much viewership on that show in comparison to, like, any other Marvel show in comparison to this. Like, Rogue One was like years ago. Like, get with the times. Like, gotta do something different now.
And if they wanted to do it, they should have at the very least done it close to Rogue One's release, maybe 2017 or 18. But no, they waited so long that at this point nobody cares about Rogue One. At this point, like, sure, there are people that consider it probably the best movie of Disney Star Wars. But that's not really enough. And Rogue One works as its own thing. Like, if you're adding like a TV show or media dealing with the characters, why should we care? Because the characters die at the end of that movie. Like, that movie just has a start and a finish. We don't really need like a prequel or a sequel of it. Like that movie just works as a one-off. Having more of it is not gonna work. Like, I don't care about it. You don't care about it. People that didn't like Rogue One, or people that liked Rogue One but just were done with that, like, are they really gonna care for this? Like, is there really anything to really give a shit about this? Because I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
I really don't see it. So Mandalorian Season 3 has a lot of responsibility, because Andor, I'm calling it, is going to either fail or it's going to be mediocre. It's not going to do much to save us from the catastrophe that was Book of Boba Fett. So there's already that. We're having Tales of the Jedi a month later, which I mean that's animated, so if that fails, then it will just leave a dent for animation, and not really have any sort of issues to, or at least influence the live action series. So there is that. But then we get Mando season 3 and Ahsoka. So if Ahsoka also fails, then that's not gonna go well. So yeah, like, I mean, this I don't have much confidence, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't have much confidence, so there is that. Anyway, so final thoughts on this trailer, Django?
No, I think we talked enough about Mandalorian season 3. We're hopeful that it ends up being good, but we kind of have, no pun intended, a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, we do have a bad feeling about this. So yeah. Anyway, so that's our thoughts on Mandalorian season 3. We're very, very cautiously optimistic. So yeah.
Yep.
So that is it for trailer reactions for Disney Showcase. So we'll see you guys on the next Star Wars video. Bye bye.
See you guys.